Look at that. We've got a handful of really good mushrooms. I think we're going to cook these up with the duck. Before you go ahead and eat any mushrooms like this, always check with a professional. I'm going to check with my neighbor just to make sure these are edible. And I did check with a plant identifier on my smartphone, and they do appear to be elm oyster mushrooms, which are edible. Hey folks, welcome back to Carl's Off the Grid. This week we're going to be doing a couple things around the cabin. We've got the coat rack ready, and we finally got some beds in for the lofts, and we wanted to share this idea with you because we think it's a pretty cool alternative to dealing with tiny spaces. And as you know, this channel has been founded upon building a tiny cabin and basically coming up with ideas on how to furnish it and how to build it. So I'm joined today with Nick the Animal Steel, my youngest son, the hockey player, and we are going to go ahead and we are going to put together this bed, and I'm pretty excited about it. I got to tell you already off camera, we got 4 of these beds. We're going to put 2 in each loft that we have. Nick and I already have put one together, and Nick slept on it last night. What did you think?
It's pretty dang comfy.
All right, I have to let you know, we did get the beds from a store that I shop quite frequently now for tiny things for a tiny cabin, and that is IKEA. I'm not sponsored by them, and I'm not pushing their product by any means. We weren't real impressed with the mattresses that they have, but the frames we were pretty impressed with, so we went ahead and we purchased their frames, and the mattresses we actually got from a different mattress store. So we're going to go ahead and show you how to put this bed together, and we'll show you how we're optimizing the tiny spaces that we have to live in here at the off-grid cabin. So we are so stoked to share this this video with you. Nick, let's go ahead and get ready to put this bed together. So what the bed basically comes with is you're going to have the head and the foot of the bed, side rails. This is going to take the place of your box spring. Comes with 4 legs, and then 2 packets. This packet has the tool that you need to put everything together, and this packet is a special strap that you can use if you want to join 2 beds together to make I think it's a queen size or a king size bed, probably a queen size bed. But we're not interested in that right now. These are going to be beds that are going to be up in the loft for the kids to use. And then
Cross brace.
It also comes with a cross brace that's going to be made out of some metal rods. And I think that's it, hey? Mm-hmm. As an added thing to put this together, you could possibly use a hammer. There's some wooden dowels that have to be put in. We're not going to use a hammer, and you'll need a Phillips screwdriver. We've got 2 Phillips screwdrivers so that Nick and I can work at the same time and not be screwing around with wasting time. The way that we do this, and this is, like I said, not an IKEA video, this is just us doing it, and hopefully if you bought this bed from IKEA and you need some helpful hints, hopefully this helps you out. Nick goes ahead and opens up the bag that has all the products in it, and you got them? Okay, I just need, I'll take one just to show the camera. So they come with these little dowels like this. I don't know if the camera can pick that up close enough. And the legs have some grommets that are already threaded for these to screw into. There's going to be 2 on one side and 1 on the other side. Okay, on the legs, let me back up a little bit. They're hard to see, but there's a letter C in here and a letter D stamped on the bottom of the legs. That's essential. This is a paired set of legs that are going to work on one side. And like I was showing you before, they do have grommets already inside that these pegs screw into. It's all pretty much self-explanatory. And wherever there is not a peg to screw into, there's going to be a hole for a wooden dowel. And you just go ahead and put the wooden dowels in. I wouldn't worry about beating on them or anything like that. Later on, when you screw the legs together, everything will suck together pretty decent. We just push them in hand tight. I need to pick up one more dowel, and then we'll show you how the bed gets assembled. Okay, we are going to start out with the head or the foot of the bed first. When you connect the legs, you'll notice that there are 3 holes for these pegs to go into. You can slowly start to put them together. Keep this hole here to the inside of the bed, and the reason why you want to do that, hang on a second, I got a screw stuck, is it does come with these little cams that draw the whole bed together. And notice how you have a thick side and a thin side. The thick side always goes up, and then you can't, I don't know if the camera can catch it, but there's actually an arrow right here. That arrow is always pointed towards the dowel. So we'll go ahead and we'll put that in, and the arrow goes in just like such, with the fat side of the cam facing up. And then all that you do is this cam is set up to, you take the tool that they give you, it looks like a modified Allen wrench, and you just turn this clockwise, and as you do, you'll feel it stop, and you don't have to crank the heck out of it, but just do it snugly, and that sucks the leg in so that everything is together securely. So I'm going to go ahead and finish with Nick both sides of the head and the foot of the bed, and then we'll get back to you when we connect the leg or the side pieces, side rails. So that brings us to connecting the side pieces, and you can see the side piece has a rounded edge and a squared edge. The squared edge is going to be facing down, and the rounded edge faces up. And then right there, it went right back in. So we'll go ahead, we'll tighten these camshafts, and that will draw the side pieces in.
Camshaft?
Yeah, I call it camshaft. It's a cam, whatever the heck it is. I used to be into cars, so it's a habit saying that. But right there, it's drawn in. That cam is tight, and we'll do the same to the other side. So now, if you can get a view of this again. So this side rail on one side is going to be real high, only about a ½ inch from the top. And when you pan over to this other side, look how far down this rail is. That's normal. That's supposed to be that way. It's designed that way. So yeah, make sure you do it. It's an optical illusion because this rail sits up higher on the leg than what this rail sits on the opposing side. And the reason why they have that is because these bed frames are designed to where you can attach 2 bed frames side by side, and then as your mattress comes across, if you make it into a queen size, these bed frames will, this will be the center portion that'll be adjoined to the next bed frame, and you won't have a piece of wood sticking up, boning your back out. So this is put together by design like that. It looks different when you're assembling it, but when you put the frames together, it makes perfect sense. Okay, for the next stage that we're going to do, we are going to put in the metal X or cross bracing that came with the bed. It does come with its own package taped onto it with the appropriate screws. What we've done to the frame is we flipped the frame upside down with the feet facing up, and there are holes already pre-drilled into the side rails at various points for that cross bracing to be screwed into. So you don't even need a drill on here. Those holes are already drilled into position. You want to hand me the cross bracing, Nick, and I'll start setting this down. Thank you, sir. And the cross bracing will just be screwed into place like this. Down. Okay. And then you place it in a position. Nick just told me that the cloth that connects these rails stays on the bottom, and I will give Nick a couple of screws here.
Okay, 3, I just need 1.
All right. And we're just about done.
They have the drill marks in these as well.
Yeah.
You can see they have holes drilled in 4 different spots along the rails.
And then the holes are also pre-drilled in the frame as well. So you won't have to do any drilling.
Or matching it up, or
Yep.
you just match it up with the holes they give you.
All right, so that's all there is. And then this is done. It's ready to have a mattress put on top. And if you notice, this frame sits really, really low, and that's by design so that we can fit it in that tiny space. And they're very easy to store away. If you don't use these beds all the time, they do have little inserts that are drilled out on the legs right here to where you can stack them all on top of each other. So you could virtually have 4 or 5 of these beds stacked on each other to save space. You can also, if you are short on furniture, and we'll probably do this until our couch comes in, you can stack 2 frames on top of each other, and it's the same height as what your sofa would be. So we'll go ahead and we'll put our mattress on top of the upper level, and we could put some pillows as a backrest and use it as a couch. So it's kind of cool, all the different ideas that this doubles for. So can you guys think of anything else we should add in the video? No? We're going to go ahead and get the mattress. We'll show you how the mattress goes on. We got some, I don't want to say memory foam, but it is like a memory foam type of style mattress that does have springs on the inside of it. And those mattresses sit up a little bit higher than what the IKEA mattresses do, but we're going to have a little bit bigger people from time to time sleeping on these beds, and we figured we want it to be as soft and as comfortable as possible. So we'll go get a mattress, and we'll put a mattress on and show you what it looks like. We got Nick the Animal Steels crashing. You can see what those 2 beds look like stacked. Doesn't take up any room. Right now we're just preparing to go home, so we got stuff kind of laying all over the place, and we'll get a regular blanket to go on the top of there and something to cover the ends. But yeah, we just wanted to show you that. And then let's go into the kitchen. If you haven't seen in the past, in one of our past videos, a subscriber had made this for the cabin. So I'm excited to get it up and put it to use. That's one more thing done in the cabin. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining us this week on Carl's Off the Grid. We're just one step closer to having the interior of the cabin furnished. And I think Bailey and I are going to go for a little bit of a walk, maybe down by the lake, and maybe even take her for a swim. So we'll catch you next time on Carl's Off the Grid. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, you know, I think it's 90% of my viewers are unsubscribed people. Go ahead and subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything, and it helps us out as far as the algorithm and everything goes, I believe, for YouTube. So we'll catch you next time on Carl's Off the Grid.